So this is the vlog that I promised when I uploaded Black Swan. It's a bit of a mess, it's a bit all over the place, so there are going to be a couple of times when I jump in looking like this to interject, just because there are a couple of things that I didn't have the brainpower to think of at the time, or I just completely forgot about. So I hope you enjoy. I've tried to make the creative process as clear as possible for you, so if you do have any questions, drop a comment below and I'd be happy to answer them. Cool! What I've done is I've put the lyrics in a Word document. This one has some really tricky bits in it that are hard for me to pronounce, so I'm going to print it out and I'm going to write down the translations. This song made me cry, so I want to make you guys cry too. We got our lyrics, we got our pen, we've got our official Genius translation, so we are good to start. Something that I like to do when I'm looking up translations is I like to look up multiple, because some words are kind of ambiguous and different translators will tell you slightly different things, because there's no like right or wrong answer essentially, so it makes it a little bit harder, but it's a lot more satisfying if you kind of look through all the possibilities. It gives you a more rounded perception of what the song's actually about. I want to jump in for a second to say that while some translations translate the line literally, other translations actually come out better because they take the rest of the song into consideration. I understand that some of the translations that I'm showing aren't literal and they don't make any sense without the rest of the song, but they do make sense in context, so please don't roast me. Something as simple as, what's a good example? Momborim cho boiro sabangi barak. There are 3 different translations for that one line. They all roughly mean the same thing, but slightly different at the same time. It's the slight difference that could make or break a song. There is a method to my madness. The reason that I put so much effort into finding the correct translation for these songs is because the reason that language exists is to convey meaning, and meaning can sometimes be a really abstract concept, especially in a song such as Black Swan, which is all about art, which is already an abstract concept. I wanted to convey the meaning that I connected most deeply with, but I also wanted to leave it kind of open-ended so that if someone was to listen to it and to read into the lyrics a bit more, they could find a connection with it as well, because that's what this song is all about. It's about connecting with art. Keep in mind that I've barely even looked over these yet. 심장이 뛰지 않은데 또 음악을 들을 때 trying to pull up 이게 나를 또 몰아버린다면 내 가슴을 또 떨리게 못했다면 오랜 노래 또 아도지 못해 소리 없는 소리 질러 바로 갈게 내가 뒤로 내가 뒤로 갈게. It's hard. 모든 순간들이 어머니도 yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel me now, do you hear me? Yeah. There you have it, folks. That's what a first read through looks like. Boring as hell. I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna sound. I don't know if I want to do it like Serendipity or whether I want to do it like I did Feel Special. Clarification: when I start working on a new song, I tend to go about it one of 2 ways depending on the vibe that I'm going for. So songs like Serendipity, I start with the backing and I pick that apart and then I add the lyrics in last. Songs like Bird, like Feel Special, etc., I start with the lead vocals, the main vocals that you can hear, and then I build it around that. So I focus more on complementing the lead rather than complementing the backing track. What I ended up doing was I worked on the instrumental first and then I put the lyrics over the top. Okay, so now I'm gonna look up tempo and the key. 147 is quite fast. Yeah, that sounds about right. And sometimes I try to see if I can find any sheet music for it. Even just like the first couple of bars can be really helpful if I don't know where to start. Musical is a godsend for this kind of stuff. It's a really handy website. I use it a lot for when I don't know where to start a song. So I was looking for multiple different versions of Black Swan so that I could see particularly the strings. I didn't know where to start with those, and I wanted to be able to untangle that so that I could have a clear place to start. Yeah, I can't concentrate and film at the same time, so I'm gonna give it a shot and I'll get back to you and hope that I'm getting somewhere. This is what we've got. Still a work in progress, but we're getting there. Day 2 last night. I put down the very, very basics that I'm going to be looping through the whole song. I didn't look at lyrics again, so I decided this morning I would read through them again, try to do better than I did yesterday. This one I struggled with yesterday. Okay. 가진 깊은 곳에서 넌 안 보았어.
A few moments later.
The song isn't even partway finished or anything. I've got like the opening and the very first verse, not even into the pre-chorus yet, and I'm gonna try and sing along as far as I've got. Actually, I'll loop it, and because the rhythm's the same, so who cares? And see if I can get through the chorus. 모든 빛이 바래 기름을 밤은 가베 모든 소리도 들리지 않아 Killing me now, do you hear me? 혼인도 천천히 가라앉아 나 몸은 바로서 빨리 바라나 모든 순간들이 영원히 돼 Feel me now, do you hear me? I don't know how anyone's supposed to do that and dance at the same time. This is ridiculous. Played with some makeup, and now we're up to a bit which is really a bit which is really high. So gotta do some warm-ups. I should really warm up a lot more than I do. Oh, where'd my lung capacity go? Just, oh god. I used to be able to hit high A without a problem. Like, not a care in the world, I could just do it. So I'm sure you'll be very amused to know that after all that effort, I didn't end up using the bit that I recorded. I hated it. I'll play it for you now. It was too high and it sounded too airy and quite reedy, so I ended up cutting it out anyway. day 3. I've got most of the loops that I'm going to use for the song, so I've just basically copy pasted them throughout the whole thing, and there's still some loops that I need to work on, but just to make sure that I've got everything spread out properly and all the timing correct, I'm going to try recording just a single scratch take, see how well I go with the lyrics as well, good practice for that, and see how it sounds.
A few minutes later.
Did the scratch take as expected. I hated every second of it, but the backing sounds really good. What I've got so far all fits perfectly into place, so we're good to keep going. Just want to fix up some things before I continue. I'm not sure what to do with the main motif. The difficulty with having a song full of string noises is that it's easy to differentiate between a guitar and like a cello, but when you're trying to recreate those noises with your mouth, they will end up sounding the same, and I need to find a way to differentiate them. So I've got everything already recorded. I know exactly what it sounds like and what the notes are and everything, but I think I might have to re-record so that I can get the tone right. Na na na, ba na na, yeah yeah yeah. I messed up. Na na na, ba na na, ba na na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Confused when you were watching that? Don't worry, I was confused when I was rewatching it as well. Essentially, what I was aiming for was trying to get the tone or the timbre of my voice correct for that particular backing. So I know that the note was exactly the same, I know I was saying the exact same word, I didn't stuff anything up, except that it was just clashing slightly with the rest of the vocals going on at the time, so I needed to ace the timbre in order to make it sound like it fit in with the rest of the song. So that's what I was doing there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Killing me now, do you hear me? Yeah. Nah, nah, nah. But nah, nah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeling it now, do you hear me? Yeah. Clips show my 2 favourite parts from the things that I got done on day 3 of making this cover. Oh, that would be my first day. I've been always afraid of 이게 나를 또 못 돌린다면 내가 숨을 더 돌리게 못한다면 어쩜 이렇게 한번 죽겠지 아마 But what if the moment's right now, right now. 천천히 나는 옷도 여기 나의 자백션의 스튜디오 곳은 바로 캄캄하게 나를 씻어줘 겉을 돌려가지 않을 거야 다시 또 Inside I see myself It's day 4. I've spent my morning working on lyrics and trying to get the lead vocals in. I've purposefully been avoiding Hozong's verse because it's really hard. I've finally come up to it and I'm gonna try and flesh it out now. Hopefully not die in the process. I didn't think to film anything else on that day, but that was the day that I basically finished everything. I did re-record the lead a couple of times, but that was pretty much it. I also posted a couple of works of progress to my Instagram and to my Twitter, so I'm gonna chuck up those videos for you to see now. It gets really exciting because I've basically got one finished product and I just need to film it. So that's fun. The song's all finished, so now it's time to figure out how I want to film. I've got a couple of ideas. I think I'm just going to go with my standard. Yeah, hair and makeup. Let's go. I did my hair, did my makeup, put on a costume and everything. Yeah, I didn't film any of the behind the scenes when it came to filming the actual video. I don't have a corset, so I've had to make do. But that's pretty much the end of the journey. After I filmed, I edited it and I posted it, and you guys know the rest. I'm now in the editing stage. I've got these notes, the lyrics that I printed out and read in before. I've got all the different parts written down, and what I've done, I've cut out all of my favourite bits from each take. I did 5 takes, we've got cut 1 through 5, and I'm going through it now with the sound to see which ones I like better, and then writing them down here. Like for June's part, I like cut 1 best, so I'm going to use that for the actual video. So this was really fun. If I could do anything differently, I'd spend a lot more time listening to the lyrics. Some of them, especially Hozok's verse, I really struggled with, and I know I butchered it a little bit, and that always bugs me. But overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially considering I did it in such a short amount of time, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will leave a link to the cover down below, link to my SoundCloud, all of my socials will be down there as well. Give this video a like if you want to, that would mean a lot to me. Subscribe if you want to, that would also mean a lot to me. And I will see you all next week with another video. See ya, bye! Killing me now, do you hear me?